bus. Nakita agad ni Mother. Ah. Ito. 6:28 na. Ang meeting time is 6:55. Abot naman. Grabe. Hindi na tayo nag-stay sa subway. Actually, mas mabilis pag sa train, kaso kaming lakad-lakad eh. Na lang tayo sa bus. Lakad na. Let's go. Mama, tara na.
네, 고맙습니다. 수고하십시오.
Kay exit 4. Sa exit 8 tayo. I think it's on the other side. Yan. Yung mga bus na yan. Itong mga bus na to. Yung sasakyan natin. Paano tumawid? Ayun, may tawira naman. Yes, hindi tayo late. Hanapin daw natin si Munyang. Siya ang ating tour guide. Oh, daming tao. Where's the DMZ tour?
DMZ tour, right?
Hernando? No.
I don't think you're...
Oh, okay.
Okay, no worries.
DMZ tour.
Yeah,
but
they're
it's
more
different.
island.
Alright, thank you. So, sa iba pala tayo. Hello.
I want to go to the sea.
What's my name? Hernando. There. Oh no, it's not there.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Wala siya. Ang dami palang tour dito. Dito kayo. Hello. Are you Moon Young?
Moon Young,
Yeah,
yeah.
Hernando. Christine.
Okay,
And,
please enjoy Hernando for
El-
two.
For two, yes.
Yeah.
Thank
Nice
you.
to meet you. Munyang, your tour
Moon
guide.
Young.
Hi, nice to meet you. Good morning.
Morning.
So, Munyang, your tour guide. Wow.
I will be...
Vlog. Okay. So, go to the blue bus over there. You have your passport?
Yes.
Yeah. Blue bus 2476.
All right.
This one. Yeah, this one.
Thank you. Okay, nahanap natin si Munyang. Nakita niya ang ating camera at ang mic. Blue bus. 2476. DMZ. Ayan, tama-tama. So, may pangalan pala niya sa bus mismo. Alright. Dito nga. Okay. 2476. Tandaan nyo. Kalimutan natin. Ay, salamat. Abot. Para malapit tayo sa kanya. Anong oras na ba? 6:44 na. Aalis tayo ng 7 o'clock. Meron pang mga 15 minutes. Tulog muna. Tulog muna yung mga inaantok. Tulog na yung isa. Ikaw, para ka nakapikit. Tulog ka na dyan. Matutulog din ako. Saan kaya yung ating... ayan na si Munyang.
Because one person is missing. So
Oh,
yeah,
no.
let me check it. Oh yeah, one didn't come. Okay, that's clear. So please fasten your seatbelt. Now we are leaving.
Seatbelt pala. Omo. Kasya ba ako? Ang sigit. Ang aeroplano yata ang sanakyan natin. May seatbelt pala tong bus. Alright.
Okay, good morning everyone. Let's say hello together. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요. Thank you for coming on in the morning. So this is your tour guide. My name is Moon Young. the moon that is forever young.
Ah.
Yeah, nice name. So you'll get younger after this tour as well. Yeah. So I'm so happy to be your tour guide today as we explore many historical and meaningful sites that are special to Korean people. So I'll do my best to help you have the best experience at DMZ and get some knowledge on Korean Peninsula. Yeah, welcome on board, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. We are going to DMZ, demilitarized zone. So we have a couple of DMZs in the world actually, but we are going to Korean DMZ, the border with North Korea. And the DMZ tour, the itinerary is all the same, actually fixed by government. So we have to stop all at the same places, but we have one specialty of our company. That is the Majang Lake suspension bridge. Yeah, Majang Lake. You chose that option, right? So we are going to the lakeside. That's our specialty of our company. And now all the other tour agencies, they copied it. Yeah, we are the original company, so you chose the right one. So we are going to Imjingak Peace Park for the first one. Imjingak is the northernmost place that you can visit in South Korea to feel North Korea's hand. And there we do a short walking tour for about 30 minutes around the memorial sites. And we get the DMZ ticket. So DMZ ticket is the first come first serve base. That's why all the tour guide run to the ticket office. And that's why you came here very early. Yeah, first come first serve. So I will do the same. I will run to the ticket office to secure the best time for you. So we get the DMZ ticket at the first stop when the ticket office opens at 9 a.m. And before that, we do the walking tour and give you a short break, yeah, for breakfast and some snack and coffee. And then after getting the ticket, we get into DMZ. In DMZ, all nearby. The first one will be the observatory. Yeah, observatory, Dora Observatory. But the first one and the second one can be changed depending on the ticket that I get. So Dora Observatory to see North Korea. Yeah, to look into North Korea to see what they are doing today. What are they doing? Basically spying. So Dora Observatory, and then the third Infiltration Tunnel. Yeah, the tunnel, made by North Korean soldiers for a surprise attack to Seoul. So it's a deep underground tunnel. It's a physical activity, exercise. Yeah, you have to be ready. So the tunnel, and then Unification Village. Yeah, Unification Village is a special strategic village made by South Korean government. Unification Village, and that's our lunch place. Yeah, lunch place. Lunch around 12 to 12:30, I think, or a little later. So lunch is a Korean style buffet. Yeah, Korean style buffet, 12,000 won per person, and unlimited refill. Whatever you want, you can have as much as you want. So 12,000 won, and per person, steamed rice. Korean style buffet, steamed rice, and then 8 to 10 side dishes, and one bottle of water included. And we have also vegetarian option, yeah, bibimbap. So if you're a vegetarian, please let me know. So we have lunch at Unification Village. I want to tell you about the historic event that happened here that made us divided into two parts. That is Korean War. Korean War. It's not a happy topic, but it's very important in Korean history and still affecting us. So let me tell you about Korean War. So everything starts in 1945. What happened globally? End of World War II, and Korea freed from Japan on August 15th in 1945. Korea was colonized by Japan for 36 years, from 1910 to 1945, and we fought hard against Japan to achieve our independence. But before we achieved our own independence, Japan defeated the World War II, and so we freed. So as a result, two countries came to Korean Peninsula. Which two? US and Soviet Union. They came to Korean Peninsula and divided us into two parts based on 38th parallel in the middle. So US settled down here and Soviet Union settled down there. It's a big irony that they came to Korea instead of Japan, not like Germany. So they came here and they started trusteeship. And after some time, South Korea made our government first. South Korean government was made, and a few days later, North Korean government was made too. So each government was established in 1948, and the first leader of North Korea, Kim Il-sung. Have you heard of the name? Kim Il-sung is the grandfather of Kim Jong-un. So Kim Il-sung is the grandfather and the first dictator there. So he started everything. He started preparing for the war because he wanted to unify Korea at the time. So he started preparing for the war and went to Soviet Union to meet the leader, to ask for help. The leader was Joseph Stalin. So Kim Il-sung met Joseph Stalin, and Soviet Union, they provided all the guns, tanks, and cannons, even trained the soldiers of North Korea. And now the leader Kim Il-sung also went to China, Communist China, and met the leader Mao Zedong, Mao Zedong, and asked for help. And China said 50% yes, with a condition. So we can help you, but there is a condition. What kind of condition was that? The condition was that if US joins the war, then they would help North Korea. That was the condition. Because China was quite confident that US wouldn't join the war because of this tiny land. Here, Korean Peninsula is tiny little bit, very small land, but the location is very critical, surrounded by Japan, China, Soviet Union, many other countries in Asia, also Pacific Ocean to the US. Anyway, China said 50% yes, and Kim Il-sung kept preparing for the war, and one important thing happened. That was Achis Line was made. Achis Line is a geopolitical line, abstract line made by US to protect the world from spread of communism. The thing is that Korean Peninsula was excluded by that line, and US decided to withdraw out of Korean Peninsula and went back to the States. Bye-bye South Korea, they're gone. Yeah, so at the time, North Korea had mighty military. On the other hand, South Korea was not training our regular army. We only had US here, and the US is gone, so nothing here. So that's the best timing for the war, for North Korea, right? So they set the date to attack us on June 25th in 1950. So 5 years after the independence. They crossed the border early in the morning, 4 a.m. Yeah? Oh, by the way, the name of the war in Korean language is 625 war. Like 911, based on the date, 625 war. Why?
June 25.
Yu-Gi-Oh in Korean language, because if you call it in English, it's Korean War, and it does include some meaning that Korea started the war, but it has nothing to do with us. Yeah, it just happened here, and it's more like a war between the two different ideologies. Democracy versus communism happened here only. Anyway, North Korea, they crossed the border early in the morning, Sunday, 4 a.m. What do people do? 4 a.m. Everyone was asleep, sleeping. And it was raining too, raining hard, so we couldn't hear any sound. So perfect time for the war, right? So they crossed the border easily and took over Seoul. Seoul, South Korean capital city, in just 3 days. Yeah, very fast. A piece of cake, because we were not ready. So North Korea, they took over Seoul and marching to south, to southern coast. And all the land was occupied by them. Only except for Busan and Daegu. You know Busan? Where is it? Southeast, right? Southeast. So Busan was free from the war, and that's why it became the temporary capital during the war. It became the second biggest city of South Korea since the war. So we set the Vienna defense line along Nakdong River and fought hard. But we were struggling. We were having a lot of difficulties because we were not ready. But what about the US? They're gone? They are gone. But they knew right after the outbreak of the war, and they decided to support us as the first country. So they decided to support South Korea. And the UN, United Nations, was made after the World War II. And UN troops were made to deal with Korean War for the first time. So the Korean War was the first war for UN troops officially. So a lot of countries wanted to come of UN troops, more than 50 countries. But you know, Korean Peninsula is very far from many other continents, right? So not easy for them to make. Only 22 countries really made it, either as combat forces or medical team. So US, of course, the first country, Canada, UK, France, Netherlands, Belgium, Luxembourg, West Germany, Italy, Greece, Norway, Denmark, Sweden, and Turkey, the Philippines, India, Thailand, South Africa, Ethiopia, and Australia, New Zealand, Anzac, and Colombia, all the way from Latin America. Yeah, so 22 countries helped us, and we really appreciate that help. Yeah, because young soldiers, they sacrificed their lives here, but things were not good. We were having a lot of difficulties, and the only option for them to choose was to conduct the landing operation. So all the land was occupied, and they're going to choose one area to land. And they're going to use the naval vessels of US Navy from Japan and from Busan. and getting in from the ocean. And the spring commander of UN troops was Douglas MacArthur. Have you heard of the name MacArthur? He's the famous general from Pacific War. So he became the chief and chose Incheon to land. You know Incheon? Does it ring a bell? Where is it? Airport, right? Incheon International Airport. So it's on the west coast, right in the middle. So he chose Incheon, but everyone thought they would fail. Sir, we are going to fail. We should find somewhere else. Why? Incheon, the location is very good, but not easy to get it, because the coastal line is very complicated there, and the water level difference is very high, 10 meters high. That means the tide is very fast and strong, so not easy to get in from the ocean. So everyone thought they would fail, but he insisted, Douglas MacArthur, and out of really rare chances, they landed on Incheon on September 15th in 1950. So after 3 months, border this way to North Korea. South Korean soldiers and UN soldiers crossed the border and marching to North Korea and took over Pyongyang in just 2 weeks, marching pretty fast and marching to the border. And everyone was planning to celebrate their Christmas back home. No? But too early to celebrate. Why? Because there was a promise by China. Yeah, China made a promise. If US joins the war, then they would help North Korea. And now US is in the war 100%, so China decided to support and sent troops. Support North Korea. How many troops they sent? China has a big population, and so does military, so they sent 300,000 troops. 300,000. Yeah, they were using human wave tactics. Soldiers like mountains and the ocean, big numbers, and push with the number. And very fast, they crossed the border one more time, China and North Korea together. And we pushed a little and stopped along this area. So that was the first year of the war. First year was like this, stopped. And after 1 year, North Korea, they want to finish the war. So they started the war first, and they wanted to finish the war first. So we had negotiations. How many negotiations? More than 700 negotiations. 700, crazy. So like daily talks, talking to each other, but battles are still going on, so killing each other. We couldn't stop. We couldn't meet in the middle because we have too many different thoughts. Yeah, mainly two critical issues. We have different ideas. The first issue is about to set up the border, you know, because we have battles here along this area, and when we win this war, win this battle, then we gain the land. And if they win this battle, then they gain the land. So nobody wanted to give up the land. We want more, they want more, we want more, they want more, like that. So after all these battles, the final border became very curvy, not a straight line. Yeah, very curvy line. So that was the first issue. And the second issue is about to set up, it's about the people, human resources. Why? Because when North Korea, when they came to South Korea, they captured a lot of South Korean people, kidnapped. More than 100,000 South Korean people were kidnapped to North Korea because they can use Korean people, South Korean people without language barrier. Humans are power, right? So we call them prisoners of war. You know, in Korean Peninsula, we have 5,000 years of history here, and we have many dynasties in the past. So we were divided many times, and Korean people are the same, look the same, and speak the same language. We have some different dialects, like different accents, like Seoul and Busan. Have you noticed that? Seoul and Busan have different accents. But South Korea and North Korea are the same. We speak the same language with different accents. So we are the same people, look the same, brothers and sisters, blood relations. So North Korea, they can use South Korean people without language barrier because humans are power, especially young elite people and young soldiers. And they took them, and only 10% later they could come back. So very critical issues made the war lasted much longer than expected. In total, 3 years, 1 month, and 2 days, on and on, on and on. Can you imagine during that time, 3 years of war, how many people were sacrificed? The total population was 30 million, and out of that, 6 to 7 million of casualties were made. Either were killed or injured. Not a joke. Yeah, several countries are gone. And 10 millions of people separated from their family members. How come? Because we had no cell phone, no GPS, no internet at the time. If you lose the hand, then you don't get to see each other forever. And all the buildings were destroyed, including many heritage sites here. And a lot of widows and orphans were made because young soldiers died. And some of the orphans, they adopted abroad. They left their motherland. So it's a genuine tragedy of all Korea, all the civilians, and most of the soldiers, because of some stupid, greedy people, right? Innocent people are sacrificed. War is like this, and no good anywhere in the world. But not just Korea was suffered, the rest of the world was worried about this, because Korean War could become the World War III, right? Big countries were joining, and Korean War was registered on Guinness Book record, you know, as the war that the most countries joined in single war. Not a good title, but it's on Guinness Book. So the big countries now came to Korean Peninsula and convinced us, let's finish the war now. So we made an agreement, Korean Armistice Agreement, on July 27th in 1953, after 3 years of war. So US and UN, China, North Korea signed on the paper. But one missing party here is South Korea. Yeah, South Korea didn't sign on the paper. Why? Because at the time, South Korea was one of the weakest countries in the world, and we were not allowed to talk at the table about our own issue. Crazy? US was doing everything on behalf of South Korea. So it didn't really matter whether we agree or not. Agreement was made. And one more thing is about our president, then president, the first president, Lee Seung-man, he refused to sign as well. He wanted to unify at the time. So anyway, without South Korea, the agreement was made. But after some time, China wanted to normalize the relations between South Korea and China. So we made a peace treaty between the two countries only. So now the only two participants of the agreements are North Korea and UN, two parties only. And in 1953, when we made the agreement, we made DMZ. Yeah, so we made DMZ. We set up the border finally from the west coast to east coast for 239 kilometers. Very curvy line. Yeah, very curvy line out of all the battles. And we call it Military Demarcation Line, MDL. Try to remember the name of the border is MDL. Very curvy line. But you know what? There is no fence there. For the real border, no fence. Only abstract line, invisible line. Yeah, you can cross the border if you want. Only signboard written in Korean and English, military demarcation line, this way, Korean and Chinese. So every 200 meters, that's border. That's it. But don't worry, one more line. Actually, two more lines. So 2 kilometers down to south is one more line, Southern Limit Line, SLL. Yeah, there, thick fence, 2-3 layers of fence. And 2 kilometers up to north is Northern Limit Line, NLL. So thick fence there too. 2 kilometers and 2 kilometers like a belt on your waist. That's DMZ. That's demilitarized zone, buffer zone, to ease the tense of the war. Yeah. So demilitarized zone, no military base of South Korea or North Korea. DMZ, yeah, controlled by UN. Actually, no human beings, no humans there. Only wild animals. It's a paradise for them. You know, humans are evil, so out of humans' touch, all the wild animals having a happy life there. So 4 kilometers original DMZ, but after some time North Korea pushed the Northern Limit Line and placed their military base right outside DMZ. And we did the same. So original DMZ shrunk. Yeah, shrunk. So it's like this. And the closest part is only 400 meters. Yeah, 400 meters. Wow, you can see the other side right away. So that's DMZ, and that's where you're visiting today, DMZ. So DMZ is military free, right? But outside DMZ, Korean Peninsula became the most militarized region in the world. Why? Because 2 Koreas are still in the war. Didn't we make the agreement? Yes, we did, but it was a truce. You know truce? Yes. Truce. So we made an agreement, but we took a break only. We didn't finish the war 100%. Yeah, let's take a break. There was like that. And 70 years passed. Nobody expected that, right? And so officially, 2 Koreas are still in the war. Did you know that? Koreans are in the war still. War is our daily life. So thank you for coming to Korea, risking your lives. War here.
Oh, no.
So we are dealing with war every day. So that's why we spend a lot of money into military. And South Korea, out of nothing, 70 years ago, became the 5th strongest country in the world now. We have no nuclear here. The other 4 countries, US, China, Russia, and India, they have nuclear. And in South Korea, out of nothing, 70 years ago, we became the 5th strongest country now. You know, including economy and the culture, sports, and education, everything, and the military as well. We have strong army, navy, air force, and marine corps without nuclear. Our big brother there in North Korea, they have nuclear. Yeah. But yeah, we have strong military, but it's a shame because we have to spend a lot of money into military budget, and we can spend that money into somewhere else, more valuable area like social welfare and education. We can develop Korean culture better, like K-pop. But that's a sad reality here. Special situation between the 2 Koreas because we are in the war still. So 2 Koreas are enemies to each other. North Korea says that South Korea equals enemy, and South Korea regards North Korea as the biggest threat. Actually, they do a lot of threatening things. So they attack ships on the coast area and send spies, dig the tunnels, and one of the tunnels that you are going now today, and send the trash balloons, make missiles, and develop nuclear weapons. So we are enemies to each other. So we cannot visit each other. People, South Korean people with my passport, I cannot go to North Korea, and vice versa. So all the families, separated families, they have husband, wife, daughter, son, all separated, but they can visit. No visit, no phone call, no letters, no mailbox, nothing is possible. It's illegal, strictly prohibited. If you do anything like that, then we get arrested. Yeah. Because 2 brothers are fighting today, still. So that's our reality, and today your goal is to see what remains after the Korean War and how the inter-Korean relations changed for the last 71 years through visiting DMZ. That's your goal. And thank you for listening to my story. It was like a short history lesson, Korean History 101. Hope it helps for the tour and for the future as well. So Korea is not just about K-pop or K-drama or K-food. You love that, but we Korean people have sorrow and pain here. So now you can understand Korea a better way, a deeper way. Okay, thank you for listening. And now we are arriving.
Ayan, so start na yung walking tour natin sa Imjingak.
The old one, but the real one is out there, connecting 2 Koreas by the It's called Gyeonggi-Sangwon, and you can see the places that we can visit by train. So Imjin, near this area, and we can go to Kaesong. Kaesong is the 3rd biggest city of North Korea now, and also old capital of Dora Dynasty. So I told you we have many dynasties here in our history, and this is the old capital of Dora Dynasty. That gives English name to us. Yeah, Korea Dynasty. It was here 1,000 years ago, lasted for 500 years. So this is the old capital, and at the observatory later, you can see one side of Kaesong City. Yeah, far away with some apartments there. So Kaesong, and also we can go to Pyongyang. Pyongyang, the #1 city capital of North Korea. It's 200 meters away. From here to the final destination to and the border with China. So it's all connected for 500 kilometers. And now let me tell you some more about these 2 cities, Paju and Kaesong. You see, Paju is the city that you're visiting now in South Korea. The big city, but actually Paju used to be part of Kaesong. So one Kaesong city divided into 2. Half here South Korea, half in North Korea. Like one divided country, one divided city. So divided. Actually, Kaesong used to belong to South Korea before, and they took it after the battle. Now it's in North Korea, 20 kilometers away. It's closer to Seoul than to Pyongyang, actually. And we'll get closer to Kaesong later. So this Gyeonggi-Sangwon line is all connected. They're really connected. Just stop running. because of the frozen relations now. But if it's reconnected later, then if you're lucky, then you can take the train from Busan, from Busan and come to Seoul and visit all the North Korean cities, by train, and not just North Korea to China, to Russia, all the way to Paris and London. Yeah, it's all connected. Just waiting for the right timing. So if it's reconnected, would you like to go to London with me? Yeah, let's go to London by train. That's good. Okay, so Gyeonggi
Via North
Line,
Korea.
and now let me take you to our next stop, to the bridge of the bridge. It's right there. Okay, so I'll give you a small tip here. Not yet, but on the table there will be some stamps, DMZ stamps. I don't know if you collect it, so you can get the stamps on your notebook, not on your passport. On your notebook or any postcard or any empty paper, so you can get it. DMZ stamp will be available soon, so get it. And this way, there's a river, Imjingak River, and we'll cross the river to get into DMZ soon. And across the river, we used to have two bridges for the trains, up to North Korea, down to South Korea. And both bridges were destroyed during the war. And only one on the left side was restored right after the war in a hurry to exchange the prisoners of war. I told you that issue was very critical, right? So out of 100,000 South Korean soldiers and UN soldiers, 10%, 12,000 of them came back through the bridge, and this wooden bridge was the last part. So we call this Freedom Bridge because all the soldiers came back to South Korea for their own freedom. Yeah, Freedom Bridge, and later in your free time, you can take some photos. Yeah, so there's a handsome military police of South Korea and cool North Korean female soldier. Yeah, the statue there with some distance though. So you can take some photos, the Freedom Bridge. Okay, and now let me take you to the train this way. So, do you remember the lines that I mentioned about the border? 3 lines. The name of the blue border? MDL. Kind of tricky. MDL and SLL, NLL. That's DMZ. DMZ, and we are getting in. And here, this barbed wire fence is one more line. CCL, Civilian Control Line. So we set one additional line outside DMZ. In total, 4 lines. So CCL and SLL, MDL, and NLL. So we set one more line to protect people 5 to 20 kilometers away from the border. So we have to cross this line first to get into DMZ anywhere in South Korea. So 4 lines in total, CCL. And that's where you show your passport to the soldiers at the checkpoint to cross this line, number 1. And if you look at the fence, there are a lot of colorful ribbons. Do you see that? So this is the expression of people wishing for reunification and peace. So people wrote the messages. I miss my family members in North Korea. I want peace, no more war, like that. And if you look outside the fence, there is a box, military facility. Do you see that? Right outside the fence? So there's the military facility called Guard Post, GP. So that's where soldiers are watching if any enemy is approaching. Guard Post, that's we cannot take photos. Okay? Guard Post, any GP we cannot take photos. So along the civilian control line, we have many GPs. And other than that, you can take photos of anything else here. And now please have a look at the train. Yeah, destroyed steam locomotive. So yeah, you can come a little closer. So please have a look at the destroyed steam locomotive. So this train was delivered with supply during the war, and on the last day of 1950, passed by North Korea in China. So they were taking by North Korea with all the supplies. And we stopped it in the middle of the and we're there in the for more than 5 decades. And we decided to bring that to this place to remind people of the tragedy of the war. So now you can see how serious the battle was. And you can count the number of the bullet marks. How many bullet marks? 1,000. A lot, right? So very serious battle. But one miracle happened. That's the train master, driver of the train, Hanjuki, he survived out of this accident. And he lived up to 83 years old and came here often. Oh, I survived. I made it. That's the first miracle. And one more is about the tree there. Do you see the tree? Inside the fence. Yeah, the tree was growing on top of the train. Naturally growing. So incredible nature. So we moved into the ground to let it grow properly. Okay, so that's the second miracle. So later in your free time, you can look around this area and take a photo, and you can go upstairs there. They see the people upstairs to get the whole view of the train. So you can take a photo over there. Yeah, take a look later. And now let me take you back to the Worcester place.
Dito muna tayo. Babalikan na natin yung train. Okay, mamaya na lang doon. Daming tao doon.
Have you heard of comfort women?
Yes.
A lot of Korean girls, some from Japan, some from China, some from other
Comfort
Asian countries,
women.
but majority from Korean Peninsula. They were mostly kidnapped or scammed by Japan during the Japanese colonial period, especially during the World War II, and they were sent to battlefield to serve the Japanese soldiers there. And they suffered a lot there from harassment, illness, injury, and they died there at the battlefield. But some of them, they're lucky to come back to Korean Peninsula, but they suffer from PTSD, trauma for the rest of their life. So they couldn't get married, couldn't have babies, couldn't have ordinary life. So, and the society was very conservative, right? They couldn't say that you're back from the battlefield. So they kept it as a secret, but after some time they squeezed their courage and asked Japan to apologize. As sincere official apology. But Japan refused to do that up until now. So they started
Lungkot, diba?
in front of Japanese embassy in Seoul. Every Wednesday, still going on. So we call it Wednesday demonstration. Still going on for more than 30 years. And we made this statue to commemorate 1,000 times of the process. And place one place all over South Korea. 200 places and many other international cities like Osaka, New York City, Shanghai, Sydney, Berlin, Barcelona. But here we have two goals. Only one place with two goals. Why? North Korea. Right. Because we want to send one of the goals to North Korea. Where the safety kids are. So if you look at the ghosts, they are all young, right? They're young, teenagers. But if you look at the shadow, now old ladies there, right? Because now they are very old after a long time. So old lady in the shadow with the white butterfly symbolizing peace. And now the saddest thing is that out of many ghosts, how many ghosts? We have no number. Yeah, because they did it all secretly. And we assume that there are like 100,000 to 200,000 ghosts. But out of that big number, only 7 registered victims are alive. 7. Yeah, all gone. So we have to do something before they are gone. And now I'm telling you the story. So what you can do is to sit next to them. So that's why this chair is empty. You can sit and hold their hand, relate, and take some photos and videos and tell your friends and family back home. Okay? And let's pray here for no more harassment of any women or any men in the world. We want peace, right? So let's pray for peace. And that's why we call this Statue of Peace. Yeah, Statue of Peace. Okay? And some warm-hearted people gave this beauty and scarves. Okay, now let's go this way. You can take some photos later. Alright, Tim Munyao, you just heard a song. How does the song sound? Sad? Can you feel the sad mood? Yeah, because it's about the separated families. I told you how many people were separated? 10 million. Yeah, 10 million. So because of the war, and they were here and there, they couldn't meet each other after the war. Only 30 years after the ceasefire, both governments, South Korea and North Korean government, finally agreed to let the people meet each other. So they prepared family reunion. But it was like lottery, you know. 10 million people cannot meet at the same time, so people applied and sent all the documentations and DNA sample. Why DNA sample? To make sure, right, you are my family members, and if your kids went separated, then you don't remember any face of your family members, right? So government found the people, matched with DNA from this side and that side, and set the table in North Korea. At the table, at the hotel, near the mountain area. So it's right above DMZ on the East Coast. at Kumgangsan Mountain. Under North Korean government's strict control, lucky chosen people got the chance to see their family members for 3 days. Yeah, 3 days, and then they had to separate again. So it was like touching moment. All the people were crying. So all the family members, oh my God, my son, you're alive. My daughter, like that. So they met there for 3 days, and everyone watching TV was crying too. And KBS, Korean Broadcasting System, you know KBS? Yeah, filmed everything, all the touching moment for non-stop live show for 138 consecutive days, on and on, days and nights. And this song was the background song of the live show. And the title is 30 Years Lost. Because the song, the 30 years was something lost for them. Yeah. So the lyric says, when it's raining or snowing or windy, I missed it for the last 30 years. So I have nowhere to rely on. I just cry out. And now I get to see my brothers and sisters, but I don't know, where's my mom? Where's my dad? So I just cry out. And now, out of 10 million people, only 40,000 people are alive, all gone after a long time. And we had 20 times of family reunion, on and offline. But everything stopped because of COVID-19 pandemic and because of the frozen relations between the two Koreas. And we don't know when we can have it again. But everyone, please pray here for this family reunion restart sometime soon again. Okay, so 30 years lost, the song. And now let me take you to our final step, this way to the altar. And Chuseok, Korean Thanksgiving Day. So for those family holidays, all the family members gather at home, like Christmas Day in Western culture. So we cook nice food and share, spend some quality time, and do a family ritual based on Confucianism in China. So we do that at home. Yeah, pay respect to our ancestors in the sky. Thanks to you that we are living well. We do that at home. But the people, they have hometown in North Korea, they cannot cross the border at the moment, right? So this is the northernmost place they can make. So they come here and do the ritual all together. So they're wearing hanbok, Korean traditional outfit, and place the good food on the table. Yeah, good food and the burn a scent stick. And kneel down, bow towards North Korea, thinking of their family members. So this is for the family ritual, and it's called Mangberan altar. Yeah, Mangberan altar. And if you look at the stones here, they're showing the landscape, beautiful landscape of North Korea. Rice field, pavilion, and the mountain and river. And in the middle, you can see many rocks. Do you see that? Yeah, that's the mountain area called Mount Kumgang. That's for the family reunion in North Korea. So Mount Kumgang, symbolic place between the two Koreas. Okay? So this is our last stop, and now I'll set you free.
Ito yung sinasabi ng mga bato. Okay. Cable cars. So, kita niya ba? Hindi. Ayun. Anyway, bibili muna ng kape. At gustong magkape ni Mama. Mukhang may kape dito. May Boston Burger. Ba, may kape din sigurado dito. Gusto mo dito? Mukhang konti tao. Meron bang kape? May. Yan. Let's order.
매장 이용을 선택하셨습니다.
Ayan, may coffee.
안녕히 가세요.
What's this muffin? Ayun, blueberry tsaka cheese. Ayan, blueberry mukhang masarap. Ano, order pa tayo. Teka, magkano yan? Ewan ko. How much? Oh, my.
4,000원이요. 4,000.
감사합니다. breakfast muna. Ulit, part 2, breakfast. Ayan to, bumili lang ng blueberry muffin tsaka cafe latte. Tikman natin yung cafe latte. Harap, mainit. Ito, blueberry.
For their military service. You know that all the South Korean guys, they have duty to serve in the military. It's mandatory service. For how long?
1.5.
No, it's 1 year and a half, 18 months. Actually, our driver did that for 3 years, 36 months, yeah, and then reduced. Now 18 months for Army, and 20 months for Navy, 21 months for Air Force. Yes, so all the guys have to do that as mandatory. The girls, it's a voluntary. So when they reach 18 years old, they have medical checkup. Yeah, to see if your body condition is eligible, right? So level 1, 2, 3, 4. And if your body condition is 4, level 4, if you have bad eyesight or like sweaty head, like too bad, then you don't have to do that. You do something else, like
It's lunchtime. So, Korean buffet. So, eat all you can. Pwede bumalik. Sabaw. Uy, nakakagutom na. Hungry. So, daming kumakain. Ay, mga tour groups. Saan na? Ayun. Ayun na. Ayan pa lang sa poste.
Okay, bye-bye. 안녕.
Umuulan. Punta sa lake. Dahan.
Okay, Team Munya, please take some photos of this picture, if you can, with my finger inside it. Welcome to Majang Lake. Majang Hosu in Korean language. So, are you okay, sir? Just don't catch your cold. Okay. So we are at the parking lot now, here, at this circle. The red color, and we're going up this way 2 minutes to the observatory tower, this way on the right side, but we are not using the observatory because we went to the better one in DMZ, right? So you can use the washroom and the convenience store, cafe here, and we'll cross the bridge together. 220 meters long, and some part of the bridge it's made of glass, so transparent, and there are some gaps, so you may drop your cell phone into the lake, so please be careful. And also some metal part made of metal and can be slippery, really super slippery. Be extra careful, please. Okay, be careful. And we cross the bridge together. And which way you want to go? To the left or to the right? I'm not asking you about the political opinion. Which way? If you go to the right side, then you don't go to Seoul today. Okay? So go to the left side this way. And go down, you can take the perfect photo of the mirror view here of the bridge. So take some photos and go to the left side this way, all the way. And when you come this way, you can see some fish. Yeah, fish, carps, big carps, 30 of them. So you can take some photos there. And some ducklings living around the lakeside. Yeah, ducks. So enjoy the nature. And when you come here, straight back, you have to do something. Go down this way. So there's a staircase. Staircase to the heaven, but we are not going to the heaven today, right? Not going to the hell either. So just go down here this way, and there's one more washroom. So please use that because it takes more than 1 hour to back to Myeongdong. Okay. So once here or there, yeah, use the restroom, and our bus will be here with all the cherry blossom trees there. So we go all together.
Extra chilly day. Oh. Look at the lake. Ang lakas ng hangin.
Okay, if you want, everyone in Munyang, you can cross the bridge first and go to the left, right? And then we meet at the bus there, at the parking lot. Do not come back here, okay? So, meet at the bus. Watch your step, please. Watch your step.
We cross Majang Bridge. Yes, yes. Kita natin yung steps. Wow, gumagalaw. Oh mo. Look at the steps. Very, very careful. But umuulan lang ang natalingan. At least. Wow. Inuna natin yung DMZ for today. Kaya nyo ba ang rain, kuya? Dahan-dahan lang, hawak ka sa rail pag ano. Picture sila eh. Ay! Shucks! Nadudulas ako. Dito ako sa kabila ako. Kasi may hawakan. Asan na yung bridge? Wala na. Ayun, no? Kita naman. Tingin ka.
Dapat nandun tayo sa kabilang side.
Okay na yan.
My goodness.
Naku, plus. Look at that. Uga-uga ang bridge. Hawakan ng kamay, malamig nga lang. Bigay sa ating weather for today. At least nakapunta ka rin. Ang yellow umbrella. Ang dami pang tumatawid, oh.
Nasira tuloy yung payong.
Hasira?
Nawala yung ano,
Ay,
bumaba. Hindi mo ano.
yun, may duck. And there's fish. Zoom natin. Oh, look at that. Oh, swimming peacefully.
Why are you alone?
Yeah.
The other folks.
Where are your friends?
Yeah. Lonely duckling.
Eating. Oh, oh, fish, ang laki. Katakot. Oh. Kita ba? Gaano kalaki yun? Parang ano na yun, pating ah. Mini pating. Uy, yun. Tega. huge. Is it man-made or it's natural?
Natural,
Ah.
half artificial.
Ah. Cherry blossoms still here. Don't go away. Mahangin ba sa labas? Mahangin ba sa labas ang peg ng buhok natin? Sige, lipat tayo dyan sa lambot. Nalakaran. Dito. Ang daming cherry blossoms dun, oh. Dun, oh. Tignan mo, Mang. Ang daming cherry blossoms sa baba. Look. Hindi. Sabi ko, tignan mo. Wow. Wow. Picture spot pa dito. Okay, dito na tayo bababa. May picture spot pa dito. Click. And then, dito pala tayo sa parking yung sinasabi niya eh. Yung sa parking yung maraming cherry blossoms. Kaya pala. May CR ka nakikita. Kung meron siya. Toilet bago umuwi sa Myeongdong. Matibay to. Kakayanin niya. Pag hindi na gumana bukas, alam na this.